what's up you guys, this is Rob from Plays, and today on the Daily Grind, we're going to talk about something a lot less divisive when we take a look at our favorite characters in Warframe. Now today I was actually very inspired by this transmission right here.
I've gone and done it again. This time I pissed off the Grenadiers with another awesome deal. Why do they hate my deals so much?
Because you steal them.
Probably. Might also be that they think I stole their stuff. That means I got to get rid of everything.
But you did steal their stuff. You did.
Today I'll have a new deal. And anything you don't buy, we're burning it to an unrecognizable place. It's a fire sale. Darwin fire sale.
Buy it or burn it. Oh my god. Alright, so that was really kind of like what got the juices flowing today. Mainly because of the fact that we have so many awesome characters in Warframe, and it has been so goddamn long since I've seen Darvo's face that I'm mildly, I want to say, upset. I'm kind of feeling a certain way. Now I'll show you the build that we are using today. We are using Titania's, I believe this is the Eat Me build? The Eat Me is the small build. I basically am going to be flying her around in Arcwing today. Along with the Tigris Prime. This is of course, my hidden C spot right there to make sure that her little gunny things are perfect. Lacera, I need to put some more Forma into it just to make sure that her, ulti is okay. And of course, we're going to be bringing Banyan today because I discovered that we could color them in the last update. I believe we can do that. I really am curious. I want to see if we can do the same with cats, but I don't think that that's the case. But anyway, so let's just go ahead and jump into, I don't know, a mission somewhere here. Now, one of the things that really bugs me about DE, and I know, listen, I don't always agree with everything that DE does, and one of the things that ticks me off is they have an amazing cast of characters, but they haven't really utilized them or fleshed them out in such a way that is kind of like really makes them a staple in the game. We, as a community, made Clem. Let's be real. We are the reason why Clem is as popular as Clem is, mainly because of the fact that we turned him into a meme, and basically, you know, he's all over the place now. And, you know, that's absolutely fantastic, but when it comes to game-wise, I believe that really, he's only been in, one quest, right? He's only had one quest, so in the reality of it, we're the ones that are perpetuating, you know, the character of Clem. We're the ones that are really supporting that and turning him into a stronger character. But DE themselves doesn't necessarily do the greatest job of that when it comes to the rest of their characters. Legitimately, we had, one mission with Maru, and now she's kind of, hiding out in her bazaar somewhere, right? There's so many ways that they could be utilized into kind of, weekly missions, or just something more interesting. I wish they were incorporated in the storyline somehow, you know? I wish there was, a main storyline quest that had crossovers from, Darvo and Clem and, what is her name? With Maru. I think that'd be awesome. Or, I would actually love to see it if they spent some time and, they worked some of the Syndicate people together, because after Ergo, you know, in his mission, after he was there, honestly, I thought he was a fantastic character. I love the way that he was able to, stand up to the Lotus and say, ah, hell no, hold on, do you not see your own hypocrisy, girl? And, you know, it takes someone with a lot of balls to be able to do that, and it's nice to see that, you know, out of a Syndicate leader, and I would love to see him interact with other Syndicates, right? I mean, wouldn't that be super cool if we had, a crossover Syndicate mission? I think that would actually be pretty freaking fantastic. Or maybe even to see some of the Syndicates work together. Maybe some of the Syndicates explain why they don't like working with each other. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, there are some that are like, okay, yeah, we don't want to work with Red Veil because they're fucking psychopaths. And New Loka is a bunch of, you know, space Nazis. So it's easily explained by those kinds of things, but legitimately I would love to see it in action, or maybe even, okay, tell me that this does not seem like it would be a fun concept. Maru and the Arbiters of Hexus. She is so fun and she is so spunky, and the Arbiters of Hexus are just so straight-laced and kind of I hate to say it, but boring. So it would be awesome to see her interact with them, or even just her interactions with Clem. Oh my god, wouldn't it be, I mean, my god, I would love to see how Clem does with Teshin. And that's the kind of thing that a part of me kind of like has in the back of my head at all points in time. I'm like, okay, cool. So we've got Teshin chilling on the relays. We've got Clem chilling on the relays. We have a lot of weeks where, you know, nothing cool or new has come out. And I understand that they have to do, like, voice lines and all that kind of stuff. It's not as easy as I make it up, saying, just make a quest with them in it. But, you know, we haven't had a tactical alert in a good bit, so it might be cool to have, like, a tactical alert that involves them. Because, I mean, look at this. Darvo is, like, out there. Darvo is out there, and he's procuring items for sale for us, right? Why can't there be some sort of kind of mission that leads up to that, right? Like a mission that leads up to a sale, maybe, and I don't know. This might be maybe me talking out of ignorance, or maybe me speaking out of term. Wouldn't it be cool if, like, for a weekend, Darvo was able, like, if you participated in a mission, you know, participated in one of his missions, right? Wouldn't it be cool if he was like, oh, well, you helped me out so much in the void, doing this and doing that. I'm really bad accents. But then you would be able to buy maybe formas for credits. Or forma blueprints for credits, right? Wouldn't that be pretty cool, like, as, like, a weekend kind of, like, you know, thing that you could totally do? Or, come on, Darvo and Barrow Katir. Somehow, there's gotta be a quest line that involves those two. We gotta see that. Or maybe Barrow takes us on one of his trips. Because we have all these, like, Barrow is such a good character. Maru is oh my god, Barrow and Maru? Oh my god, what if they have, like, a Barrow, okay, this is gonna sound dirty. A Barrow, Maru, and Darvo, like, crossover. Because, you know, she's always stealing shit. Barrow, we don't know how the hell he gets his shit. And Darvo, clearly, you know, he steals his shit. Maybe they all go on a big stealing heist together. Like, I absolutely love, like, I know a lot of people hate Barrow because of Barrow, but I like his character a lot. I like how snotty he is. I like how snarky he is. And to interact with kind of Darvo, who's a little bit, I mean, he manages to get the job done. But I've never really seen Darvo be all that, what's the word I want to say, competent? But maybe to see those kind of interactions, maybe Darvo interacting with Steel Meridian, that would be absolutely fantastic. Like, to have those kinds of interactions in game would be really exciting, and I think would be extremely, extremely fun. You know, it would really liven things up, and the one thing that we are missing in game, big time. Well, there's a lot of things we're missing. Like, admittedly, there's a lot of things we're missing. But at the same time, one of the biggest things we're missing in game is lore, right? We're missing a lot of lore. So why not, you know, have these kind of interactions? They shouldn't be too hard. I mean, I'm assuming they probably are voice lines, and voice lines are probably going to be the hardest parts of it. But to have these kind of, like, weekly or maybe monthly little events, you know, that involve actual NPCs that already exist in game. We're using models that are already there. All we really need is the face rig, right? We just gotta face rig it, and that's pretty much the end of that. So I don't see that it would be too hard. Of course, it probably wouldn't be the easiest thing in the world, but maybe, you know, have, like, a small team dedicated to putting together, like, monthly events or something that that kind of revolve around these characters and flesh these characters out a little bit more, maybe giving us a little bit of background as to, you know, why these characters are the way they are. I don't think we have too much lore on Maru, do we? We don't have too much lore on Maru, and admittedly, I haven't done the quest that would make it. What did you mark? What did you mark? You didn't mark anything. Cool. But yeah, I think that it would be awesome because we do have all of these characters. Like, I would love to see Clem. Okay, this is my dream, TE. If you are listening, this is, oh, it's Stalker. That's what it is. Hold on. Where are you, Stalker? Okay, cool. Are you dead now? But yeah, to kind of like have, oh my god! Thank you for showing up, Stalker. What if we totally had a mission where Stalker was coming after, like, Darvo or Clem? Oh my god, wouldn't it be sick to see Clem, like, coming in, like, hardcore on Stalker? Like, all of a sudden, like, Darvo was getting jumped by Stalker, then boom! Out of the cuts, Clem comes in to, like, start messing him up, and then you have, like, an automatic Spectre of Clem available for you to fight beside you and whatnot, and you have to take down and you have to take down the Stalker. That would be a great fucking fantastic mission. That would be hilarious and exciting to do, and it would play on, you know, the characters that we already have in game. Probably just have to record a few voice lines for that and do some face rigging. But other than that, the missions could be fairly generic, and it would help kind of like solidify these characters even further, right? Jesus, hold on. I just want to get in Arcwing mode. That's really what I wanted. That's all I wanted all along. But yeah, so that's kind of like one of the things that I wish that they would kind of do in game, because of the fact that I miss Darvo's face, right? I totally miss Darvo's face. Like, I think he's a hilarious character, and I wish we would see more of him. Like, where has he been this whole time? What has he been up to? I don't think he's been involved in any storylines, you know, so far. And it would be nice to kind of, you know, make him up, you know, one of the, what do you call this? One of, like, the, keystones of the game, you know? I mean, Darvo's fun. Also, you know, and Barrow's fun, too. We just see them, you know, randomly when they serve their mechanical purpose, you know, as in this sale, but we never see them beyond that, which makes me really, really sad, because here's the thing. Characters like, Cressa from Steel Meridian, I absolutely love her, even though she is a little bit like, I'm trying to guilt you in because you're fucking up the universe kind of thing, you know? I don't like being guilted, Cressa. I don't like being guilted. But you know what? I like where she's coming from. So part of me is very much kind of like, I really like that character. I just kind of sort of wish that we would see that character, you know, outside of just their straight up function. You know, to see them in a quest or see them in a mission to really flesh things out. Because there's so many cool interactions that we could have in game that we don't get to have, you know? Secretly, there's a part of me that, like, utterly wishes for one day being able to, like, have some epic storyline where all of the syndicates have to work together to take down, like, this crazy, like, overwhelming force, and then, you know, you see the parent sequence, as agents bringing in Cephalon Suda into, like, a building, and her hacking the whole thing and taking it over and opening up the doors for, like, Red Veil to rush in, and then you see Darvo and, like, you see Darvo and Clem leading the charge with Steel Meridian rollers. Like, that would be so epic! That would be so utterly epic, and a part of me is like, I know, like, the animation parts for that would be crazy, but, you know, at its core, it's reusing assets that you kind of already have with these characters. You don't have to come up with anything new, DE! You already have, like, the winning strategy here, so part of me is very like, ugh, like, DE, come on, come on, you have the magic! The magic is available for you as it stands! Ooh, I wonder how, this would go. I'm up for this. I don't know if you're up for this. But yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts on all of these, like, cool characters. Definitely the standouts for me are Ergo. I want to see Ergo in action because he had the balls to stand up to the Lotus herself. I mean, not that he was, like, being an asshole to the Lotus herself, but he also kind of gamed Nefanyo. He gamed the shit out of Nefanyo. Wouldn't it be cool to see kind of like the Grineer bosses and all the other bosses interact too? What if they all came together for that big epic quest and they had to, like, oof, I'm getting really hyped over this quest that does not exist. But yeah, like, I mean, think about it. Everybody, all of those villains having to work together in order to accomplish something, then the syndicates having to get together to try to counter all of the things they're doing. I think that that would make for a badass quest. And that would really, like, drive the lore up to, like, all new levels. Especially with this Kingpin system. The thing that I'm worried about with this Kingpin system is the fact that, like, I don't know, a part of me is almost kind of worried that they're just gonna be kind of like generic bosses with no personality, right? Because that's kind of like, I mean, that's what we get a lot of the times. And I think that's why they've spent so much time trying to really make the bosses interesting, and really give them personality. Like, the thing about it is, the thing that I'm thinking about it, though, is I don't really feel like there was, I guess there was a little bit for what is her name? For the boss on, the boss of the Grineer lady. What is Grineer lady's name? I forgot what Grineer lady's name is. But whoever Grineer lady's name is, the one who used to be a Bombard, like, it would be cool to kind of, like, see her interact with maybe, like, a Corpus boss. Like, how would she interact with Nefanyo, right? That would be cool for, like, a future event. I think that would be really, really fun. I mean, okay, good team. Good job, team. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys actually like. What what characters you guys enjoy in the game, what you feel are people that you would like to see more of. What is actually even happening right now? Why is everything falling apart to shit? Hold on. Where is... I see you. Yeah, so what are your favorite characters? What do you guys like? What do you guys enjoy? Who are the characters that really kind of like do it for you? Because I definitely know that I have certain characters that I have like fallen in love with hardcore. I know everybody loves Clem, so like leave Clem out of this, because Clem's already got his like fan base. But for me specifically, I kind of wonder, like, you know, exactly who everybody else is cheering for. And I know we haven't seen some Syndicates in action yet, which I'm, you know, of course I'm waiting for, you know, their Warframe quest, which kind of make me sad, because if you think about it, like each of these Warframes is going to be tied to a quest, right? So, I mean, it's going to take quite a while, because we've already got... Do we already have Steel Meridians? Does Steel Meridian have one? I know that New Loka has one with Titania. I know that Suda has one with Octavia. Parent Sequence has one with Nidus. Does Steel Meridian have one? I feel like Steel Meridian has something. Steel Meridian has something. Maybe, was it Inaros? I don't know. It was something. Regardless, I'm like, a part of me kind of is like sad, because I'm like, oh, it's gonna take a while for us to see like everybody's quests. Like, I want to see, you know, where the Steel Meridian is gonna come from, because right now they are probably the Syndicate to me that has like the least personality. So I'm curious to see how they are, you know, if they're, I mean, how they're gonna make us care about them, you know? Because that's the thing. It's like every single Warframe and every single Warframe and every single kind of like backstory that they've provided kind of to some degree makes you care. I know, okay, so we did talk about New Loka having one. I'm trying to run through my brain to see if there are any that we missed. And I want to see kind of like how much closer we need to go in order to get to all of those. Listen, you bastard. Actually, I should just go in Razor Wing mode, so that all of the little bees, all the little razor wings keep him busy. But yeah, no, I would love to see a lot of crossovers. I would love to see a lot of crossovers. I would love to see some of these things like further explained, like what's going on with Samaris. Like, I would like to know what exactly is happening with Samaris and why he's such an asshole. Did I miss that lore? Did I miss that lore from somewhere? Because all I know is he's the gatekeeper of the relays. Like, why? What is up with his sanctuary? Where did that come from? You know, I want to get all of those backstories and figure out all of that. And also, I would love to see them interact with each other, because they're all in the same goddamn place. They're legitimately all sitting in the same relay, yet somehow nobody's interacting with each other. They're just all kind of in their separate rooms, providing, you know, their mechanical, you know, whatever mechanical form they need to provide, without actually, you know, providing any further personality. It would be great. You know what I really love from Mass Effect that Warframe does not do? They don't do like ambient talking. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have a... Oh, those bastards. That bastard. They don't have like ambient conversations. Like, it would be fucking amazing if, let's say we could hear Red Veil talking shit about, you know, the Arbiters of Hexus in their own separate rooms. Like, did you see what they did? You know, kind of like ambient conversations when you enter each area, and at least kind of like provide that background to show us, you know, why. Even if it's just through ambient chat. You know what I mean? Because even that little bit could really, really help cement these characters. And that's what I love. Like, if you guys have watched my Mass Effect series, which, you know, many of you have not, I'm very aware of that. But if you see that, that's kind of like one of the big aspects that they have, is legitimately when I edit certain things, I'm like, oh, I want to leave this conversation in, because this conversation was very, very good, or he made a very good point in this. And I know that sounds really stupid to like make a point out of, but legitimately, I think it's actually quite fascinating. I'm like, you really get to see a lot of these people's characters, and in what is it called? In Mass Effect, right? A lot of the choices that I make based on people's characters, like based on who I take on missions with me, are based off of who has really good dialogue and who I find really, really entertaining. And honestly, that's kind of like the sad part in Warframe, is we don't get that kind of like ambience of all of like there, you know, there are just some parts where Warframe feels dead. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, it's just like there's no conversations being had. It's legitimately kind of just basically people sitting in rooms there to solve, you know, to serve their purpose, and nothing beyond that. Which is really the sad bit, to be honest with you, because there are so many amazing personalities in Warframe. There's so many awesome characters, there's so many interesting people, and we genuinely just never really get to see it or embrace it because of the fact that, you know, there's no extra dialogue, or there's DE really hasn't put in, and I can't say that they haven't put in the effort, because I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but, you know, legitimately a part of me is like, well, it would be nice to see these characters a little bit more often, or at least, like I said, have some ambient dialogue that kind of clues us into like their intent or their feelings about things. All we really get is when we enter into the Syndicate screens, right? That's all. That's the only personality that we really get from the whole thing, is just, you know, what they say to us there. And here's the thing, and to Dee's credit, even in those little places, some of the characters have a lot of personality. Which just makes it even sadder, because it's kind of like these characters can make such a big impact in such a small space. What would happen if you invested a little bit more in developing them into the story? You know, because it's just that little bit that we get. We're already, ooh, I like this group of people. Ooh, she's a space Nazi. Ooh, this Cephalon wants to turn me into another Cephalon. I don't know how I feel about that. And I just feel like if they, you know, gave a little more focus on that end of the spectrum, that really a lot of us would be more, I don't know, more emotionally fulfilled by our attachments in this game. So let me know how you guys feel about the characters. Which characters are your favorite aside from Clem? Because I know a lot of you guys are going to say Clem, but aside from Clem, who do you guys like in the game, and who would you like to see more of? And actually, on top of that, not only who would you like to see more of, but who would you like to see interact with each other? Alright, leave that in the comments below, let me know how you feel, and as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys again next time. Bye-bye!